You probably already know Proper Cloth for their custom shirts, but what you might not know is that they also have custom polo shirts. So, are they any good? Well, before that, if you're here just for the promo code, here you go. Okay, let's get to the review. Now, the styling options are pretty comprehensive and should cover most bases, so I won't go into it, but just know that there are upcharges for things like mother of pearl buttons, monogram, and the like. What I really want to get to is the sizing. I went with the measure my shirt option, proceeded to measure my best fitting polo according to the instructions, like 5 times just to be sure, and somehow the polo shirt came out way too long, especially on the sleeves, back, and cuffs, and this is even after soaking it in boiling water. Not the best start. Luckily, Proper Cloth offers up to 2 remakes on the shirts, so I thought, no big deal, this is just a manufacturing error, I'll just reorder the shirt in the same dimensions. And lo and behold, the shirt came out exactly the same. Probably should have listened to this advice. So for the second remake, I calculated the difference between the polo shirt dimensions that were way too long and my desired dimensions, then subtracted that from the initial dimensions. On paper, the new measurements are definitely wrong, but using this method, the second remade shirt finally fits. More on that soon. I guess this trial and error comes with the territory of ordering custom clothes online, but at least with Proper Cloth, you're entitled to 2 remakes. Also worth mentioning is that if you have more than 1 custom shirt in your order, you can choose to first send 1 shirt, remake it up to 2 times to dial in the fit like I did, before sending in the other shirt. I went with the Easy Care fabric in light blue melange. It's a 100% peak cotton, and true to its name, there are melange yarns, meaning the fabric is knitted from different colored yarns. The beauty of it is that the shirt looks light blue from a distance, but up close you can tell it has shades of white, light blue, and mid blue, which lend the shirt more visual depth and texture. Not to mention it's lightweight, incredibly breathable, and feels cool to the touch. Honestly, it's impressive stuff. Only thing is that they are currently sold out, so fingers crossed they'll restock them, but if not, you can't go wrong with the other fabrics. Okay, let's start with the good. Neat machine-made buttonholes, shanked mother of pearl buttons even on the button-down collar, and bar tacking on the split polo hem, which you'd rarely ever see on cheaper polos. On the other hand, there's the things I like to see change category. As someone who's more sartorial in my taste, I wish the polo shirt was constructed more like a shirt. By that, I mean having felt seams on the sides, like on this polo shirt I got from Colaro instead of an overlock stitch like what you see in t-shirts, as well as a double fold hem instead of a cover stitch hem. That's not to say that the construction on the Proper Cloth polo is bad. In fact, the more basic finishing on this is more true to an authentic polo shirt, while on something like this Colaro polo, you're getting a more shirt-like sartorial look. Speaking of sartorial, I went with the soft ivy button-down collar. It's an American-style collar with soft, unfused interlining inside it, and I gotta say, the collar roll on this is really nice. Not super aggressive, nor lifeless, just an inoffensively great-looking collar that also looks great unbuttoned. Anyway, this is how it fits on me. There's a good amount of natural stretch, so you can probably go slimmer if that's your thing, but I went for a fuller fit because I absolutely hate shirts that cling onto my body, especially when I'm sweating in summer. Also noteworthy is that I like my cuffs to sit higher on my forearms when rolled up, so the option to have a longer cuff is much appreciated. I'm pretty sure Proper Cloth is the only online shirt maker that has this, but let me know in the comments if you know of other brands. Okay, let's talk about this linen shirt. Fabric on this is a light blue Bengal striped linen, and what can I say? It's a banger of a fabric. The linen feels so smooth and soft you'd think it's cotton. The combination of slubby white and blue yarns, natural wrinkles, and stripes give an effortless summer vibe, and I think this guy here said it best that it's delicious. Again, only thing is that it's currently sold out, so hopefully there'll be a restock. This shirt is made in Vietnam. Likewise for the polo shirt. You might have reservations about the whole made in Vietnam thing, but if you look at the construction objectively, it's actually good. Not perfect or artisanal, but you know, good enough for 99% of guys who just want a well-made shirt. There's a gusset at the hem for extra durability, a split yoke for extra stretch and comfort, very important given how linen has minimal stretch, felt seams on the sides, armholes and sleeves, and like the polo shirt, nicely sewn buttonholes with shanked mother of pearl buttons. And you can even change the top button placement. You can see they also attempted to match the stripes on the yoke and sleeves. Not the cleanest job, but it's otherwise not very noticeable unless you inspect it up close. Moving down to the bottom of the placard, the last buttonhole is vertical, compared to most shirts having a horizontal button to provide more give. Personally, I've never felt the difference, so I don't really care for it, but if a vertical buttonhole means having a more efficient production and lowering the cost, then sure, by all means make it vertical. Finally, there are 16 stitches per inch on this shirt. For reference, cheaper shirts tend to have around 12 SPI, and on the other end of the spectrum, 22 to 23 SPI is considered to be the gold standard. So 16 SPI is kinda in the middle, but really, on a casual shirt like this, there's no need for the stitches to be so fine anyway. For this shirt, I went with the Italian-inspired soft Roma button-down collar. The collar roll is much stronger and more expressive on this, and I think it looks great whether by itself or under a casual collared jacket. Here's how it fits on me, and if you're thinking of getting a linen shirt like this, my advice is to always go for a fuller cut to make up for the lack of stretchiness in linen, as well as maximizing the airflow. So, are proper cloth shirts any good? Well, they do most things right, so overall, I'd say yes. The cloths are indeed proper, collars are tasteful, construction is okay for the price, and there's definitely room for improvement regarding the accuracy of the measurements you enter versus the measurements on the actual shirt. Again, I have to emphasize that this trial and error is almost always to be expected for any online shirt maker. Yes, the process will take some patience, but as long as you temper your expectations, ensure that you're measuring everything right, and take advantage of Proper Cloth's generous remake policy, then your fit will be dialed in no time, and any future shirts will just be a matter of changing the style and fabric. So if all this sound good to you and you're ready to give Proper Cloth a shot, use my code SATO to get 10% off your first order. Until next time, stay subtle.